I have some questions regarding some questions on notice at the last Senate estimates to the Acting Secretary, just regarding, you said something that was very dear to my heart. You said, every single dollar that I spend is taxpayers' money. As my career as a public servant, I've constantly thought about the fact that every single dollar I spend is taxpayers' money. I entirely agree with you. I just want to ask a question about question on notice 114. In response to that question, the department confirmed that under the former Deputy Secretary, Ms Saunders, the department commissioned some bespoke furniture for her office to the value of $56,702.80. Now, is that correct?
Yes, Senator, I've still got the quon without the figures all added up. But if you have added those figures and it makes the amount that you've just said, then that's correct. I just can't do that math anymore in my head.
That's okay. Neither can I before a cup of coffee. $8,680 for a table, $24,260.14 for a wall unit, $19,200 for a desk, and $4,562.80 for a fridge.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you,
Senator.
So in response to the question, the department has justified the expense, calling it an opportunity for the department staff to utilise and expand on their skill base and increase the department's capacity to undertake complex furniture manufacture and restoration work internally. That's not a serious response, surely.
Senator, the furniture is beautiful and was manufactured in-house by our staff, and they have done an amazing work on it. I don't know the reasons why, and I wasn't here, why it was decided that this furniture would be manufactured, or that it would be manufactured in-house, or it would be manufactured to this quality. However, I can tell you that this is the cost, this is what the furniture was, and this is what it cost.
Okay. Concerns me that somehow this has been turned into a professional development exercise, but you're saying that you can't tell me who made the request for the furniture to be commissioned, or on the date that it was requested, or who approved that expenditure.
I can take those on notice for you because I suspect that someone will be able to tell me the answer to that. I don't have that knowledge with me at the moment, so I'll take that on notice.
Were the presiding officers told of this expenditure at the time?
I don't know. I can take that on notice.
No, we weren't. I wouldn't imagine so. The response from the department states that the furniture is now in use in your office. Is that correct?
So it's in the since this response was written, I have now moved one office up into the into the Secretary's office. So it's now, in fact, in the Acting Deputy's office.
Okay. So, and I mean, I understand if you're going to, if your predecessors have commissioned this extraordinary furniture, that I'm glad that at least some of it is being used. But I want to ask about the desk that cost nearly $20,000. Where is that?
Senator, it's in storage, and I have to admit to you that I didn't realise there was a desk for that office until the answer to the quon came to me. So it's in DPS storage, and I suspect it's somewhere in Parliament House, but I can get that answer for you.
A $20,000 desk?
Yes,
is
Senator.
in storage, which is just extraordinary. Is there anybody that can explain why this desk isn't usable?
Yeah.
Oh, Senator, I don't think that it's a question as to whether or not the desk is usable. The desk is simply not in the office. I understand that the desk is usable and workable, and it's currently in storage. Now, whether or not it's in storage because the then Deputy Secretary decided that she would prefer to not have a sit-stand desk, I can't answer that. What I can say is the desk that's in the Deputy's office at the moment is a standard office desk. So, sorry, the one that's in storage, it is usable? I understand, Senator, it is usable and it's workable.
Right, okay. So in response to a question on notice 145, I note that the department is building multiple sit-stand desks for parliamentarians, and they're doing that at a cost of $35,359, and this is what is known as Class A furniture. Is that correct?
Senator, there is a range as DPS's responsibilities in terms of the provision of furniture and support for all parliamentarians. There's a range of office equipment that's being sourced at all times.
So just on relation to questions on notice 145, though, that there are multiple sit-stand desks for parliamentarians and they're costing $35,359.
Senator, I have 145 with a different response. Could you tell me if that was a question that we took in November or was it February of last year?
That is a very good question. Let me see if I can find the actual quan. Did I bring it with me or did I just bring my summary?
But
So what was the number that you had?
so question 145 from the November estimate.
Yes, yes.
That refers to just the general facility upgrades happening at the department's the agency's premises.
So there's no detail about what it costs, what's being spent on Parliamentarians' desks.
I've got a version here.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Senator. This is in relation to the table that's on the next page of the Quan, is that right? And then it has the sit-stand desk for parliamentarians. Yes, there's a year-to-date expenditure that we've listed there of $35,359. I'm not aware of how many desks that relates to. I can find that out for you on notice.
Well, if it's anything like the desk that's in storage, it relates to 1.85 desks.
I will take that on notice to find out how many desks that relates to.
Okay. I note that from time to time some furniture is made specifically for occupants in this place, and nominally it's usually parliamentarians, and for which we're very much held accountable. And you have to disclose, as part of that process, contracts of various sizes in your annual report. Unless I have been given knowledge of this expenditure by someone who thought it was inappropriate, how would I have known? How would the department have to report? Where would the department report this somewhere where I could be able to find it and scrutinise it if I hadn't have asked for it?
In relation to the Deputy Secretary's furniture, Senator, I think that's a really good question, and a question in relation to some thinking that we are doing about broadly the transparency and accountability of our work as a department on our capital works program and our maintenance work within the building, which would include work that we do for ourselves as a department, but work that we do across the building as well. And I think that what you've raised shows us that our thinking is right, that there's a gap, and that we need to look at ways that we can be more transparent about that expenditure, because, as I said before, we're spending that money on taxpayers' behalf.
Yeah.
And we do that because taxpayers, the people of Australia, say that you are their representatives and we serve you because we are serving them. So we need to be accountable for all of that money that we spend. So I will take on board your comment and feed it into the way that we think about that transparency and accountable about the money that we're spending.
Just on the desk, the $20,000 desk that is currently sitting in storage, is there anybody special enough in Parliament House to get a $20,000 desk? Are we going to leave it in storage until we find somebody special enough? Is it going to go to a Prime Minister? What's it going to do?
Senator,
Will we sell it?
as I said, Senator, I didn't even realise that the desk was in storage until I read the answer to the call.
Maybe we could put it next to the Magna Carta.
We will do some investigation about the desk and what good use it could be put to.
Okay, thank you. I have some more questions, Chair, about some changes in leadership.